Hey, what's up guys? Sean here. So this weekend we are back out at the Ocala National Forest with Florida Bushcraft. We're going to be testing out this new tent, the Teton Sports Mountain Ultra 1. Let's get it. So we are actually back at the little pond that I camped at for last week's video. We tried to camp at the other area, but there was somebody already set up there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this tent set up and see how hard it is to set up. So I've already set it up one time in my living room. It's not hard to do. And it's very lightweight. It only weighs about 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds or something like that. So for a budget tent, that's pretty good. Now, at the time of purchase, I paid about a little over $100, like $105 for this tent. Unfortunately, when I received it, it didn't come with a footprint. So I was under the impression that it did come with a footprint, but apparently that's something you have to purchase separately. But I already had this little ground cloth, so we're going to use that for the footprint today. Now, one of the only drawbacks to this tent is the fact that I think it only comes in 3 colors. It comes in this gray, it comes in a red color, and an orange, I believe. And I'm not a huge fan of the high-vis colors like that. But it is what it is. It's what you got. So it comes with, so it comes with some just standard metal stakes. It comes with a few hanks of guy line. Obviously it comes with your tent, which is kind of nice. It has these straps on it to cinch it down to make it a little smaller. And that's one thing I'll say, is it's easy to get in and out of this bag. And the other thing is it comes with the poles. And the nice thing about this is the pole setup is all one piece. You don't have to try to figure out which set goes with what. This is all one piece. So you flop it out, hook them all together, and you're done. Like that. These straps are detachable. Got your rain fly. I think it's really nice because it does have a bathtub floor in it, but it's very shallow bathtub floor, so the mesh is incredible on this thing. The airflow is going to be awesome. Now, like I said, this is the one person. This is the Mountain Ultra 1. So it's definitely on the small side. But it would be plenty big enough for like my wife and the dog or something like that. Ultimately, that's why I wanted to get this, was because Sarah doesn't like the hammocking as much as I do, and she wanted something that she could backpack with and take in. So we're going to test this thing out and see if it is good for that, but I'm pretty confident that that'll be fine. Got these little plastic clips that just clip on. So now, as you can see, this thing has a ton of mesh on it, and the bathtub is very shallow on it. So I think this is going to be really good for summer camping. The only thing is, this wind's blowing out here. I've got to get this thing staked down and secured. So we better do that before it blows away. I'm gonna go ahead and use these stakes that it came with for the first time, but I would suggest that if you're looking for lighter weight, get some of the lighter weight aluminum or titanium stakes. It'll save you a lot of weight. I think this is probably a half a pound at least in these stakes right here. So it comes with, let's see, 8 stakes, and I think there's 6 tie-out points on here, and then a couple tie-outs for the extra tie-outs for the fly. So let's go ahead and get this thing staked down and get the fly on. So I'm going to make use of both of these tie-outs on this side. Alright, so that's got it staked down. Let's get the fly on it and get that staked down and see how it looks. So one of the really cool features of this fly is it has one red attachment point. So there's no way to put the fly on this tent wrong. It turns out I was wrong. There's actually 4 tie-out points on the tent itself, and then there's 4 on the tent fly. You've got 2 guy-out points, one on either end, and then on the back you've got a stake point, and then you can stake out the 2 doors on the front of it, and it's kind of like a small vestibule. So with the wind that we've got going on right now, I think we need to guide this thing out. I'm sure you guys have seen these silly little tensioners that are on the end of a lot of the guy lines that when you buy a tent or a tarp. But do you know how they actually work? Not great, but do you know how they actually work? Okay, so it's just a tensioner. So if you look, there's an S shape going through this. So if you get on the bottom side of it behind the knot, right here, see it? So if you get here, you're going to hook your stake through that. And what that will do is will allow you to drag this up the line like that and create tension on your line with that. And then as you pull it, it locks down. Alright, so we're just going to take our stake, just pick somewhere, put it in the ground like that. Then we're going to use our tensioning device, pull up the line, and get our tension on it. Alright, that'll do it. Those things definitely don't work great, but they work okay. If it looks like the wind's blowing so hard that it's making them loosen up, I'll just get out here and throw some knots on it. I'll tell you, it's like the second verse, same as the first. The wind is crazy today, so we're gonna wind test this and see how it stands up in the wind. So I've got it staked out good. I've got it guyed down with my guy lines. So I wanted to show you this. The vestibule is actually pretty, it's a pretty good size. Get you where you can actually see it. So it's actually a pretty good size vestibule under here. You'd have plenty of room to put a pack under there, your shoes or whatever. And the nice thing is you can roll both sides back if you want to, or you can just keep one side guyed out. It's got your little clips on there to hold it. And you can also, this thing has a nice zip. Let me show you this. So this thing has a really, really good sized door on it. You see this thing zips all the way up there. You can roll it back and it's almost the whole side of the tent open for the door. That's pretty awesome. For a one-person tent, for about $100, a little over $100, this is going to be hard to beat, I believe. Alright guys, so I got my bed all set up in here. Now I have seen the videos, I've seen all of them where they talk about how spacious this thing is for a one person. But I'm going to tell you, for a big guy like myself, it's plenty big enough for a big guy like myself. But it's definitely, you're not going to have a ton of extra room. Now, as far as headroom, I am 5'6" on a good day, and my head is about 4 inches from the top, so it's not super tall, but it's got plenty of room for me to be able to sit up in straight. And all in all, I really like it. The wind is blowing like crazy out there, and I feel really protected inside here, so I'm pretty happy. From a laying down standpoint, it's freaking tick. He's on the outside though. Where'd you go? Oh no, where'd you go? Ticks are crazy out here. So from a laying down standpoint, like I said, I'm 5'6" on a good day, and when I lay down, I have plenty of headroom and foot room in here. With this thing stretched out and tied down, it's plenty of headroom and foot room in here. So I'd say 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", you probably would have plenty of room in here. So I'm really liking it. I think Sarah's gonna like it. This is a test, but this is gonna be ultimately for her. Well, some of the people are starting to show up. Well, I'm telling you, this wind is no joke out here. Just whiffing around, you can't hardly do anything out here. You try to set something up and it tries to blow it down. It's crazy. Well, our bushcraft chef, James, is over here getting ready to hook up an awesome chili for dinner tonight. So, can't really wait for that. Let's go over there and check it out. Doesn't take much. It is about to go down. Dinner is almost done. We got pimento cheese and cornbread and the chili, and there's some grilled corn. It's going to be a delicious dinner. Tonight we're doing something a little bit different. Got the Jameson. That's a dinner. This is why I come to these Florida bushcraft meets. Alright guys, well that was a delicious dinner, and we had some s'mores for dessert, and they were delicious also. So I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight, and I'm gonna go back to the fire and go hang out with all my friends and stuff. So I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It's chilly this morning. I think it's probably mid to lower 40s. My phone died last night, so I can't really check, but man, it is beautiful out here this morning. The fog on the little pond there. Pretty awesome. I gotta admit, guys, for somebody who is an avid hammock camper like myself, this little tent was so comfortable. And that little sleeping bag that I got, that thing kept me super warm last night. It's a 30-degree bag, but I just slept in my underwear and t-shirt last night. I didn't even have my thermals or anything on, and it was super comfortable. I'm surprised by this little Teton Sports Mountain Ultra 1. There was no condensation inside the tent last night. That's why it's nice to have the mesh and then the full outer on there. Anywhere that the mesh touched the outer, it definitely had some condensation there, but as far as inside the tent, nothing felt damp inside the tent this morning. That's a big thing. The only problem is I've definitely got to get a better air mattress, or air pad. Got to get a better air pad. That little cheap one kept deflating, but no big deal. The only other thing is I'm set up here on an angle, and it kept wanting me to slide down anytime I moved. I'll tell you something else that I've seen and I've heard a bunch, and so I tried it out last night and it worked. So I've heard that you put your air pad inside your sleeping bag and it'll keep you from slipping off of it and stuff. I did that last night and it worked great. I didn't slip off of that pad at all, and with it inside the sleeping bag, it stayed right where I was at. So that definitely works. But now I think it's time for me to go over here and make coffee. I've got to get on out of here pretty quick this morning and get home. Got some stuff to take care of today, so let's do that. Well, this morning's coffee of choice is a good old instant Cafe Bustelo. So I think our water is boiling over there and I am ready for a cup. Coffee. Warms you up from the inside out. I'm half tempted this morning to go climb back into that little sleeping bag and lay down for a little while. It's chilly out here, but I don't have time for that. I think I'm gonna drink my coffee this morning and go ahead and pack up and get out of here. I gotta get going. I'll tell you what, I had my cheat meal last night, and if that wasn't the case, I would be making me some oatmeal this morning. But I already cheated last night, so I can't make oatmeal this morning. So anyway, I made this oatmeal. It's pretty delicious. This is it. I won't cheat anymore until my next cheat meal. It's camping. I needed my oatmeal to warm up my insides. Well guys, breakfast was delicious, even though probably shouldn't have eaten it, but it'll be fine. And I spent a little more time than I initially thought I was going to, hanging around the fire with my friends. But you know, we don't get together and stuff that much, so I had to kind of enjoy my time while I can with them. But that's, you know, that's it's important, you know, spend time with your friends and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I had never really had, or recently haven't had, a ton of friends to hang out with, you know. And I put myself out there and I joined this Florida bushcraft group and started camping with these guys, and it is a blast. I mean, just to sit around the fire and joke and have drinks and just have a good time. Everybody's great people. Just, there's none of the like infighting or anything like that. Everybody just is out to have a good time, and it's been great, you know. Sometimes you just gotta put yourself out there and take the chance, meet new people. I know it's hard for a lot of people, but this has been one of the better things that I've done in my life, is to put myself out there and decide that I actually wanted to go, you know, meet these folks. And I've made a lot of good friends this way, and it's been really good for me anyway. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not saying you have to do it camping. Whatever your hobby is, whatever, you know, find a group of like-minded people and just go meet them and see if you can forge some friendships and stuff like that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does work, it's a blessing. Oh, alright, well, I'll quit being kind of nostalgic and deep, I guess. And it's time for me to pack this stuff up and get on the road. Okay, so I guess before I get to taking it down, I should tell you what y'all came here for. So my initial assessment of this Teton Sports Mountain Ultra 1, the thing is pretty awesome for the price. So like I said, it was roughly $100, a little more maybe. And we had wind gusts out here yesterday of probably 50 miles an hour, and that's not an exaggeration. I had the thing staked down and guyed out, and it held. It's just as tight now as it was when I put it up. And as far as size wise, for a one-person tent, it's snug for a big guy like me. So now I'm right at, you know, close to 300 pounds. I'm a big guy, but I'm only about 5'6". And as far as lengthwise in there, plenty of room for me. And width also, you know, I mean, it definitely was plenty big for a guy my size. Now, I bought this with the intent that my wife will be using it to hike in with the dog. And it's not ultra light, obviously, but you're also not paying ultra light prices either. So for $100, this comes in at 4.5 pounds roughly with everything. I think if you went with some lighter aluminum stakes, you'd get closer to 4 pounds. So for the price, that's not terrible. You know, I'm a hammocker, so the one of the drawbacks to this thing to me is the fact that it's pretty noisy when you're moving around in it at night, repositioning or having to get out and go to the bathroom or something like that. The zippers are loud, but I mean, what are you going to do there? The zippers are kind of loud, but probably no louder than any other zipper, honestly. I'm a hammocker, so I'm not really used to dealing with that too much. And I'm a little conscious, you know, when other people are around me, that I don't want to make a bunch of noise. So that's kind of an issue for me. But as far as it goes, the only other thing is it didn't come with a footprint to go under the tent. I kind of was under the impression that it was going to, but I was going off of other reviews and not necessarily what the description said when I ordered it. So that's probably my fault. That's probably why I got such a good deal on it, I think. So but let me tell you, the Teton Sports Mountain Ultra 1, I really feel like this is a good value. They're like the seams, it's seam sealed really well. There's no, like, I didn't find a single defect in this thing going through it. No loose threads anywhere. The netting on it is really tight, and I mean, it's just seems like a really well done piece of gear. So I'm very happy with it, and I think that anybody that's looking for a budget one person hike-in kind of tent, I think this would be a good purchase for you. So I'm enjoying it, and I think my wife's really gonna like it. And our little dog Maddie, she loves to camp, so she'll probably love it too. There's plenty of room for them in here. So alright guys, so we are all packed up and ready to go. So listen, I want to ask you a favor. So we have just hit the 900 subscriber mark, and I would love to hit 1,000 in the next month or so. So if you would do me a favor, go back and watch some of my old videos, find some that your friends would like, and share them out. Tell your friends about the channel, and help me out. I would love to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month or middle of next month. That would be awesome. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about the channel, and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought. If you have any questions about stuff, I've been doing this thing over on my Facebook page, Rewild Outdoors, and it's called My 2 Cents. And so what happens if you ask me a question on there, if it works out, I'll make a little short video on it and answer the question and give you my 2 cents on the subject. So if that's something you're interested in, go follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Sometimes I'll do short reels and stuff like that, and I also share photos and things like that from the camp and just other, things. So if you're interested in other content, that would be something to check out. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can check out the description below. It's got a link to our Patreon. You could definitely support through Patreon, or if you're just interested in a one-time, donation or whatever you call it to the channel, I do have a link to our PayPal there. So all that stuff helps us get out on these adventures and try out new gear and things like that. So I had a great time this weekend. Unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end, so I got to get out of here. But appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.